And here we go. Hello, everybody. It's Chris during our live Q&A. Hope you enjoyed that event as much as I enjoyed producing it for you. And now we're into your Q&A, and I'm just going to open up, sort through the initial questions, make sure we don't have too many duplicates for you, and make sure that we get all of your questions answered. So it looks like, just give me a second here. Everybody was good with the audio. It looks like we had one person who had a little bit of trouble with the audio, but it looks like the support team got back to you with instructions on how to fix that, so that's good. And okay, so here we go. This one, the first question is from Kate. Kate, thanks for attending the event today. It says, will the slides be available? And so for the event, we are not giving the slides out after the event, but what we are doing is we're hosting a replay of this event for 48 hours after the event. So I'm going to send you out an email tonight or first thing tomorrow. It depends how long it takes us to get the website up. You'll get a link with the recording of the event so that you can have that for 48 hours. After the 48 hours ends, you have to reach out to your representative from CTIC in order to get access to the recordings. We put a little membership site together for you where you can get access to the content over time. So that will be available to you, the recording, through your CTIC rep, but we will not be distributing the slides. So thank you for asking for them. I know they're very valuable, and that is the answer. You still get access to the content. From Deborah. Deborah says, I'm having trouble reading the slides. They're a little bit too small. So Deborah, for the next event that we're gonna host next month, I realize that sometimes the webinar player comes up on your screen in a small box. There's that red arrow that we dropped in on the slide at the very beginning. If you click the square button next time, it will full size the presentation and give you a nice, crisp, clean view of the slides for you. So make sure that you biggie size it. And if you have a high definition connection, you can stream it in high definition as well. So that, that will help solve that problem for you the next time. And then again, I did mention that one slide was a little bit funny with those screenshots that we'd taken because they were small screenshots and then we blew them up to be on the PowerPoint. So that one slide was fuzzy and hopefully you were able to get past that. So our next question is from Joseph. Are these all steps my web provider can do for me, the on-site and the mobile? So the answer to that question is sort of. So your web provider is going to be able to make those on-site changes for you. So making sure that your title tags are structured properly and that the structure of your site is crawlable by Google's search engine. Now, some of them may be generous enough to create a sitemap for you so that you can submit it to Google. If they're not, again, like we said, just Google sitemap tool on Google. It's a free tool. You just put in your web address and click create map, and it will create that sitemap for you. So your web provider can help you out with some of those steps, but certainly not all of them. The backlinking and the off-site optimization that we talked about are not things that your provider can help you with. The mobile website, they may be able to help you with that, but they're going to charge you anywhere from, I've seen quotes on mobile sites for pages anywhere from $250 all the way up to $5,000 for some of the larger, more robust sites. So that is something that definitely gets developed outside of your regular web package in most cases. And that's why we came together with leadpages.net and built that template and then offered it at $19.95. So those of you out there that really want to take advantage of this mobile change, but don't necessarily have a large budget to put into your mobile site, that lead pages option is there for you as well. We put a lot of time and effort into creating that for you, and I hope that you find massive value with it. So hopefully that that works. So from, sorry, that was Joseph. We already answered Joseph's question. Awesome, thank you. Next is Tanya. Tanya asks, with backlinking, how do I know what is a high quality backlink? And so, so if that other site is ranking well in Google, you know it's a high authority site. Now, we can get a lot more technical than that, there's a tool out there from a company called Moz, M-O-Z, and it's called the, it's going to escape me. This is why live is always so much fun, right? But it's the Moz toolbar is what you want to download. And it installs on your browser, and it will give you statistics on the different PageRank statistics and how many backlinks the website has. And it's an SEO tool for guys like me that are interested in and enjoy that stuff on a regular basis. But if you want to tell whether you're building a link from a high quality site, you can download that toolbar, and it will tell you very quickly and easily whether or not it's a site that you want to get a link from. Now, in this industry, for us, you want to go to the major associations, the publications that are publishing on a regular basis, and anybody, when you type Canadian law into Google, those resources and directories and articles that are already ranking on the front page, those are the ones that you want to submit your content to, submit your articles to, submit even updates as to what's happening in your company and in your organization, getting them to publish it on their blog or on their newsletter updates or whatever it is, and linking back to your main site. Those high-level Canadian legal authority sites are the ones that you want to build those backlinks from. Now, I also have an advanced strategy that I'll share with you for those of you that are here on the Q&A. We're going to cover this in depth as part of next month's strategy, getting you ranked locally with the Google 7-pack and ratings, reviews, and testimonials. But as a little preview of that content that you're going to get next month, there is a reverse engineering trick that we use on Google. It's not really a trick, but what we do is we go out and we type in the area that you're in and then the word business directory. And so here in Guelph, Ontario, Canada, I would type in Guelph business directory. The top 10 sites that show up organically on Google are ranked by Google as the top 10 local business directory sites in the local marketplace. Every single one of those sites, pretty much always, has a free directory that you can list your business in for no charge. So you're going to run into Yellow Pages and all the different little directory sites. You'll probably get the city website. So the City of Guelph website comes up when we do our search, right? Go in and sign up for free on all of those local business directories. Make sure you fill out all of the information the same and then click submit. That is another round of very high quality backlinks from trusted authority sites that are then going to point to your main domain and help you boost the rankings. And again, that's one of those techniques that we've discovered through our trial and error and testing over the years as something that does get a good response when we do that on our customer site. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight into the back linking and how to get those high authority ones. So Tanya, thank you very much for the question. Our next question is from Dan. Can you give me some tips on creating good content to increase time on site? So Dan, great question. And you may not like the answer. It is time and effort. And I know that in today's instant gratification society, it's not always popular to say that it's going to take work. But if you want readers to reward you with time on site, you have to give them something that is useful, engaging, and insightful on the site so that it's worth them to invest their time reading it. Nobody's going to spend time on your site if they don't enjoy the content that you have produced for them, right? So the way that I do this when I consult with business owners to discover what the high quality content is we'll sit down and we'll do a brainstorming exercise of the #1 questions that they get asked by new customers that come into the office all the time, or the professional that answers the phones for your organization, polling that person and asking them, what questions do you get asked repeatedly every day? And to you, it almost becomes monotonous, like you've answered the same question hundreds and thousands of times, right? Well, that is what the marketplace really wants to know. That's the thing that is going to get them to come to your website and engage in your content. So it is worth the time and effort to sit down and brainstorm out the top 10 questions that you get asked all the time. When people come into your practice and sit down at the desk across from you, what is their main objection? What do they really need to be educated on, and what do they want to be educated on? And those are your topics that you write about. Now, I personally have a little content tip to help you with that will save you a ton of time. I personally don't consider myself a writer. I'm not very good that way, but man, I can talk. So what I do is I will open up the notes application on my phone, and I'll put on my headset and I will sit down with the list of the top 10 questions, and I will read out the question, and then I will speak the answer to the question into the notes section on my phone. And the voice dictation is fantastic on the new smartphones. It picks up pretty much everything. So I just answer the top 10 questions. Normally, if I'm the one producing the content, it'll take me less than half an hour to answer all of the questions. And then I go to either an assistant that we have here in the office or a contractor through a site like Elance, and I will just send them that text, get them to clean it up, and then put it on the website. And you've just produced all 10 different pages or blog posts for your website that all have the information that people want to read about on your site, and it's taking you very little time and effort to actually produce that content. So that takes it from this huge project that could take potentially weeks or never get done because it's hard to implement, down to a quick half-hour exercise that you could even complete in a morning if you come into the office a half hour early and get that content done, because I know how busy you are during the day. And with that, thank you very much for taking time, everybody, out of your busy schedules to be here today. We put a lot of time and effort into producing this content for you, and we hope that it provides massive value for you. And I would love your feedback in the Q&A box down there. Let me know how this has helped you. So that was Dan. Thank you, Dan, for the question. From Craig, how do you get to Google Insights? So Google Insights is right there on the front page of Google. If you just do a Google search, that's the fastest way to get there. So just Google Google Insights. It'll be the #1 page that comes up at the top. You click on it, and it looks kind of empty when you first get there. You've got to punch in that first key phrase that you want to start searching. And then you can add different key phrases just by typing them into that search box and hitting the plus sign. And then you'll see those graphs and stats that I showed you during the presentation. And you can really go out there and do your own keyword research using Google Insights to find those breakout terms and the related keywords and all that good stuff. But remember, it's also very important to install Google Analytics, because Google Insights helps us to make an educated guess. Google Analytics is actually going to give you the data so that you can see, okay, here are the keywords that are actually driving traffic for me. These are the different areas that we can focus on, because this is where we're getting our traffic from, right? And Google Analytics also has great tools to help you forecast new keywords based on the traffic that you're already getting. So always start with Insights, but finish with Analytics. And once you've got 30 or 60 days worth of analytics data, that's where you're going to base the majority of your decisions on your web strategy rather than the Insights tool. So hopefully that's helpful for you, and just wanted to make sure that that's completely clear for you. So great question. John, this is amazing. Thank you very much for producing, and you're welcome. You're welcome, John. Thanks for being here. From Jit. Jit asks, is there specific YouTube content to use? Great question. So when it comes to YouTube content, you've got to make sure that you're obviously not using copyright material, that you're using open source regular YouTube videos. The absolute best solution is to produce your own content. Sit down, make a YouTube video, whether it's you sitting in front of the screen or it's a PowerPoint presentation that you talk over. The best option possible is to create your own content. Put it onto YouTube and then embed that video onto your site and the page that you've created, right? Barring that, search the keyword that you're looking to rank on, and then go through the videos and pick one that's well produced, that has good content, that is going to provide actual value for people. So again, I know our strategy is to drive traffic and get customers, but always keep in the back of your mind, the more that you can help people, the more that you can give back, the more that you can do for that potential future customer, the greater your returns will be online. So always look at finding good, useful content for those people and installing it on the site. So hopefully that helps to answer your question. From Dave. Dave asks, what is SlideShare? And that is, again, a great question. SlideShare is an aggregator of essentially PowerPoint presentations. So when you produce a presentation, you can upload it to SlideShare, and they have this beautiful embeddable player that will put your PowerPoint slides into a widget that you can install on your website. And you can take other people's presentations that have made them public and take those and post them on your site. And you see a lot of, top 10 questions, top 3 things you need to ask, the 3 things you need to know before you ... right? Whatever the topic is. And people love them because they can go through the slides very quickly and get the whole idea behind the presentation in a very short period of time. But for them to sit there and click through the slides and read the information keeps them on your site past the point where we want to keep them. So the strategy on SlideShare is the exact same as it is on YouTube. You're going out, you're searching for your main keyword that you want to rank for, finding presentations that relate to that topic, and then embedding those SlideShare presentations on the page that you're looking to rank. And again, that increases time on site and gives you another link to a high quality, high ranked resource on a third-party site that is backlinked back to you, right? So again, with that strategy, it is the best that you create your own content. Get a SlideShare account, create your own content, put it on your SlideShare account, and then embed it onto your website. That is the best way to do it, but I understand that we all don't have time to be able to create that content and put it out there. So do what you can with the time that you have, because either way will get you results and get you the traffic that we want to produce for you from the front page of the search engines. So great question there, Dave. From Dawn, what do you give away as an opt-in to generate leads? Another great question. So this can be a very broad topic. The giveaways that you can give away go all the way from just standard promotional material, flyers, pamphlets that you already have from the excellent providers like CTIC. Or you can custom create your own follow-up sequence and really give people an insight into who you are, why you are in business, who you help, why you're passionate about the business, and why you help your clients and customers. And again, as the giveaway, we default back to the #1 question that people are going to have. So think of the customer that you want to bring into your business, that person that you see over and over again in your business. So some of you may be based just on the real estate transaction side of things. Some of you may be family practice, right? But let's take the real estate side specifically. If you get a lot of business from that same customer and you get the same question at pretty much every appointment, that's the answer that you want to give away as the lead gen on your website. So the screenshot that you saw, we had the opt-in box in the top right-hand corner, right? And in there, we were giving away a free report that answered the top 7 questions that people had. And in that particular example, it was for the mortgage business. So you would do the same thing. You can, again, put together a PDF or a report of you answering the questions, or you can fire up the webcam, sit down in front of the computer and answer the questions that way, right? But giving that person the answers to the questions that they're gonna have before they come into the office is very valuable, and that's going to be the thing that triggers the marketplace to actually opt in for your free giveaway and leave their information. Now, once they go onto your website and input their information, you need to have a follow-up sequence that delivers the content to them and drips emails on them over time in order to convert them from interested in what it is that you have to actually booking an appointment and becoming a client and customer. So that's always something to keep in mind. Lay the whole process out before you get started at the beginning so that you know all the steps that you have to do in order to get to the end result, right? So another great question there. Mary asks, can you do this for me? So Mary, as an agency, we do provide services. This is not a sales pitch. There's no pitch during the webinar, and there's no pitch during the Q&A. My email address is cwjstone@cwjstone.com. If you want to reach out, we can give you some more information, but it's not a pitch. But thank you for asking. I appreciate it. From Ira, some professional regulatory bodies do not allow testimonials about a practice. Does the Law Society of Upper Canada allow testimonials? Thank you. So my answer to that question is I don't know, unfortunately. But when it comes to legal issues or compliance issues, always ask the person that has the answers, right? I unfortunately am not that guy, and so I will default to ask somebody that knows more about that than I do from the compliance side of things, because that's definitely something we always want you to be 100% compliant with everything that you do. So make sure you go to the proper authority and get the proper advice as to whether or not you can or cannot use testimonials in your marketing. So a great question, but unfortunately I will have to divert that question to somebody else. From Femi, will the presentation slides be made available? So we've already gone through that, no, but you will have access to the recording for 48 hours after we launch it. And then after that, you can reach out to your CTIC rep in order to get access to the recordings. From Ken says hello. Hi, Ken. Great to have you here. Hope you enjoyed the content, and thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today. So excellent. Very useful content on backlinking. The opposite used to be true. You used to have to try and get as many as you possibly could. That is a very good insight and very true. Backlinking has changed quite significantly in even just the last year. So I'm glad that you've got the most relevant and up-to-date information today so that you don't accidentally penalize your site in doing the optimization that you're looking to do there. And from Mary, oh, sorry, no, that was, we've already answered that one. On to the next. From Joan. So Joan is asking, what are the email providers that you use for the drip sequence you just mentioned? So there are lots of great email autoresponder providers out there. And it's hard for me to recommend one. And I guess there should be a disclaimer in front of this that I am not an affiliate for any of these services, and I don't provide support for any of them, but I do recommend Infusionsoft if you're looking for a CRM that can do pretty much anything. Infusionsoft is great, but man, is it complicated. The lead time to get into being able to speak Infusionsoft can take, I mean, years really to become an expert at it. So I highly recommend it because it is the most robust CRM program, in my opinion, out there for small business owners. Salesforce is, again, a close competitor with a great service. But if you're looking for quick and easy to implement, I recommend a service called MailChimp. Like the monkey, I know it's kind of a weird name, but MailChimp is great. It's easy to set up. It's easy to get your database in there and get the opt-in forms generated. So I would highly recommend MailChimp as well. So unfortunately, that brings us to a full half hour of Q&A, and I want to be respectful of your time because I know we only had an hour booked out here for you. To all of you that took the survey that originally kicked off this whole series, thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it, and it's helped us produce this entire series. So this is the first of 3 content sessions that we're producing for you to help you grow your practice. Next month, we're going to be going through how to take that 7-pack, that A, B, C, D, E, F, and G listing, on Google, how to get your business ranked in there, and then how to leverage social proof in order to actually drive traffic from those profiles. And then the month after that, in month number 3, we're going to be going into LinkedIn and showing you how to do real world networking with the people that send you business to generate referrals using LinkedIn. So it's kind of an online to offline strategy using LinkedIn, but I think you're absolutely going to love the content. It has great value for you. And I'm really looking forward to having you there. Man, after talking for an hour straight, get a little parched. So with that, we'll sign off. A big thank you to Chicago Title Insurance Company Canada and all of the wonderful professionals there. They put together this series to help you grow your business because they do truly care about you and your business and want to help. So make sure that you reach out to your representative, say thank you, and give us your honest feedback. We're going to send out a survey after the event asking you for what you thought, things we can do better, so that we can provide you even more value. So please take the time to fill out that survey. My name is Chris Johnstone. From me and my family to you and yours, much love. Hope you enjoyed the event, and I'll talk to you soon.